My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Parks Commissioner for the City of Boston. In that role, I also serve as the Chief of Environment, Energy, and Open Space. It is an extraordinary day to celebrate a beautiful place. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the City of Boston and Northeastern on this partnership. A very warm welcome to Sergeant William E. Carter Playground. There's a large speaking program to get through because there's a lot of important things to say about this. A project this beautiful doesn't happen without great partnerships, great collaborations, and great stories. And so we'll get through that speaking program. But I'll also say a park like this doesn't happen without wonderful leadership. And we have great leadership in the City of Boston. We have somebody who's increased the Parks Department budget every single year he's been in office. We have someone who was a youth coach and understands the value of sports and their impact on young people. And we also have someone who is a protector of our environment and understands that a healthy city means that there's healthy environments for kids and for neighborhoods to play in. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome for our mayor, a Parks champion, the Mayor of Boston, Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you, Chris. And I want to start by thanking Chief Cook and the entire Parks Department for an incredible job every single day in the City of Boston. So thank you for all your great work. I want to thank President Aoun. This beautiful. When I came on the field, I was laughing. This is better than Foxborough, where the New England Patriots play, where the Revolution play. And it's certainly one of those places that I can't wait to see the look on some of the suburban kids' faces when they walk into the park to play ball here in this neighborhood. So thank you, Mr. President, for your great work. Councilor Janey, thank you for your commitment as always in this community as well. Thank you for what you do every day. And I think we can all be proud of this place where the young kids play and where they're going to play. They're playing a first-rate place, and that's our goal in the entire City of Boston. When Chris talked about the budget for the Parks Department, last budget we spent more money the year before. We're going to continue to do that throughout the City of Boston to make sure that our kids have a great place to play. And this park was able to be helped, and I'll talk about in a minute, with the help of Northeastern. I want to thank State Representative China Tyler, who's with us today. Thank you, Representative, for being with us today, for your great work as well. I'm not going to mention every single city person here, because if I did, we'd be here all day, but I want to mention a couple shout-outs to a couple people. One is Commissioner Willie Gross from the Boston Police Department. Thank you, Commissioner Gross, for being with us today. Commissioner Sterling, who runs our Veterans Affairs Office, who does an incredible job in the city. Thank you, Commissioner, for what you do. Jim and Patrick McGrath and the entire McGrath family, thank you as well for being with us today and being here today. So thank you for all that you do. And to the members of the Roxbury and South End community, the Northeastern student community, all of the leagues that are here today, all of the people that are here today, thank you for being here with us today and witnessing this incredible transformation that we're seeing here today. This new and improved Carter Playground opens up new kinds of opportunities for our young kids and for our families. It improves access to open space and sports facilities. This park certainly makes us proud, and it will be an asset to the community for generations to come. I was saying to Craig Janey a minute ago, we're walking by talking, and we're both laughing because when we played, we didn't really have a field in a lot of ways. I played on the street. Our field was the street, and our first down markers were the cars. And then when we played hockey in the street, the side mirrors were like just prime example for hockey balls to knock off and hockey sticks to knock off. And when we had playgrounds, many of them, we did have playgrounds. I don't want to sound like my father, who said he did walk 5 miles to school, but they weren't like this, and they weren't incredible. And we're going to continue to work to make sure they're incredible. Right here, Northeastern University, thank you for your partnership. Northeastern invested $26 million in this field here today, with upgrades to athletic fields, new tennis courts, green space. They're honoring Victoria McGrath with a new tot lot, and they're committing to an additional $82 million for the next 30 years to maintain this park and ensuring this will remain an asset in the community for years to come. Many of the young people that you see here today are students at the school who live in our city, who went to our school system. So not only do they get a chance to benefit from some of the incredible new growth here at Northeastern with the new science building and other buildings and the new dormitory coming. But they also get an education and keep their education in our schools so we can keep those young people and keep their brain power here. So again, I want to thank Northeastern. The Carter Playground says a lot about Boston's history. It was the first public park in Boston named after an African-American sergeant, Sergeant William E. Carter. He was a veteran of the Spanish-American War and World War I. He was a community leader who wanted to create a better future for the young people. In 1965, Dr. Martin Luther King came here to this park to start his famous march to Boston Common. Both of these legendary figures would be proud to know how this park looks today. And not only that, but what this park stands for today. The improvements we've made to expand opportunities to the South End and Roxbury communities. Now youth organizations like the South End Little League, South End Soccer, South End Mission Hill Pop Warner, the Cathedral High School have the best of the best facilities. And several community leagues now have better access to quality playing fields. In Boston, we know that beautiful parks improve the quality of life. That's why we're committed to improving our parks and making sure that everyone of all abilities can use them. We lead the nation in access. More than 98% of all of our residents in Boston live within a 10-minute walk of a park. I can proudly say, and thanks to the Parks Department, we're going to get to 100% of that. Again, thank you, Northeastern, for partnering with us. Thank you, Boston Parks and Recreation Department, for the work that you did here all these years to keep this park up. And already, I'm hearing how much people love this space. And I look forward to coming and driving by and stopping in and seeing young people like that's over there right now playing on one of the best soccer fields in the United States of America right here in this neighborhood. Thank you.
It's important as we go through these neighborhoods, as we go through our city, that the names that are on these signs, on these public spaces, aren't just names. It's important that we know that when we commemorate them by putting their name on an open space, one of the most sacred things that we have, an actual physical space in our city, that we do that for a very specific reason. We are very grateful in our city to have a strong, committed leader to make sure that we honor our veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, please a warm welcome from our Commissioner of Veteran Services, Giselle Sterling.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh. Thank you, Chief Cook, for your leadership in making today happen, and also President Aoun and our respective partners here at Northeastern for your generous support. Yes, today is a day to celebrate this great space. And it's also to remember a local hero that it's named after, because with less than 1% of the population serving in the armed forces, it's important for us to remember the veterans, both past and present, so that our future generations will never forget. I also want to take a minute to recognize Commander Netter and the William E. Carter Post American Legion that are here today in building that legacy as well. Thank you, gentlemen. So today we build upon the legacy of William E. Carter left behind as an African-American veteran of the Spanish-American War and World War I. Today, when we think about the students here, the young people who will build the teamwork within the leagues that they play here, and the leadership that it will take in achieving their goals that will happen here, and the perseverance that they will learn when with those experiences of losses and the wisdom that they gain right here. We can take pride that these lessons of teamwork and leadership and perseverance were embodied by the local hero that William E. Carter was. So I'd like to thank all the students here and the young people here, and appreciate that the spirit of William E. Carter will live on in your activities and the things that you're learning right here on these fields. Again, thank you, Mayor Walsh, for your commitment in our fallen heroes and the veterans and the communities that they come from. Thank you, Chief Cook, for preserving and safeguarding these spaces. And again, President Aoun, for your important partnership in all of this and making this happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Are there any football fans? Well, the next generation of Patriots are going to be right here on this field. Please give a warm welcome from Michael Leslie of the South End and Mission Hill Pop Warner.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I just want to say thank you to a few people. John Tobin, Dave Eisenberg, Nathan Sims, David Frazier. I'm a little nervous, so excuse me. Mr. Van Thomas Strata, who started the program years ago, and his goal was to keep all kids off the streets. We will leave no kids behind. Our goal in collaborating with Northeastern for our student athletes, not only on the field, but also to educate them. We thank you so much. We are truly blessed and honored for this opportunity. Marino John Pierre is our vice president. Mayor Walsh, we thank you. This is truly, truly a great honor. Excuse me. Forgive me, forgive me. I've never spoken to so many people before. Once again, thank you. We'll be here. We will definitely be here. I just, thank you, thank you.
If anyone doubted how much this space means to the young people that Michael and his organization serve, I think you just reminded us how meaningful this space is. So thank you so much, Michael, for that. Really appreciate that. And speaking of young people, we have an extraordinary organization in our city, South End Soccer. I don't know if there's any South End Soccer fans here, but they tend to be loud and they're very proud as well. Listen, they're so incredible. They're all over the city. They're making sure the kids are having exposure to a great, safe environment and making sure that these parks are up top notch. And here, representing them, we have two youth speakers. If you could please give a warm welcome for Antona and Mariki Tesfi of South End Soccer.
Hi, my name is Antona Tesfi. This field is right across the street from my house. When I was younger, I used to play soccer and baseball here. But now, they changed the field and it looks so much better. They added a playground and a soccer and football field, and it looks more proper. Lastly, I'd like to thank Northeastern for making a place where kids could play. And once again, I am proud to say Carter Field.
Hi, my name is Maraki Tesfi. I'm 12 years old. I live across the street from Carter's Field. I've been playing South End Soccer since I was 7 years old. I would like to thank Northeastern for renovating the field and adding a soccer field. My team practices here 2 times a week and we love it.
Thank you both so much, and thanks again to South End Soccer. Now, I'm wondering if there's any Northeastern students here today. We have to remember that you students, you're our neighbors. You're part of our community. We're so happy to have you here in the city of Boston. We're so happy that our young people are going to be playing alongside you. And now here representing you today is Northeastern student Sean McIntyre.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Cook, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sean McIntyre. I'm the president and captain of the Northeastern Men's Club soccer team, and I'm honored to be representing the student athletes of Northeastern. A quick background on myself: I'm a fifth-year senior from Newton, Massachusetts. I study finance and entrepreneurship and have an economics minor. And one of the things about me is I've tried to make the most of all the wonderful experiences that Northeastern has to offer. So I've studied abroad in Dublin, I consulted for a startup company in South Korea. I'm currently doing my third co-op at PerkinElmer, a life science research company in Waltham. And as for athletics, I've been a member of the club soccer team for 4 years, as well as a very active member of the club running team for the past 3 years. And now I'm eager to take advantage of this new Carter playground that's another top-notch facility that we can use. I want to thank President Aoun, Mayor Walsh, and everybody involved in this project for making it go so smoothly, and the fields and the courts look incredible. To me, Carter signifies two equally important commitments that Northeastern has made. One is to the club and intramural sports at Northeastern, and two is to building a harmonious relationship with the city of Boston. I'm extremely excited about these new fields for club sports because it represents a massive improvement in the quality of our training. We pride ourselves in training and operating like a varsity program, and Carter leaves us several levels higher than where we used to be. Our team's always looking for places to play when we don't have practices or games scheduled, but in the past few years, it was almost never that somebody suggested Carter as a place to meet up. But when we had this new renovation, as soon as the field was open for business, our whole team was here at every opportunity they had. So in the past, we had to do a little bit of traveling to our practices and our games, but now we have a beautiful field right next door that we can walk to. Our friends can walk to the games to watch us play, and most importantly, we have a consistent training schedule that's going to be integral in our goal of achieving winning a national championship this season. And for that, I'd also like to give a quick shout out to Nick Avery, Chelsea Wright, Drew Taylor of the Club Sports Office for their tireless efforts, trying to make sure that all Northeastern students have opportunities to play at these new facilities. We have 57 club sports teams at Northeastern, and over 20 of them use the Carter facilities, so I cannot stress enough how helpful these fields are going to be for us. I also cannot wait to grow the relationship between our school and the city of Boston. And I think our very first practice was indicative of that relationship is going in the right direction. Our coaches graciously began with some fitness on that first practice, where we ran around the perimeter of the field. And there were a bunch of young children who were around the outside, and they would reach their hands out to give us high fives every time we came running around. And it wasn't an earth-shattering moment, but I think it was a nice representation of what this field can do for our joint community, bringing the city of Boston and Northeastern closer together. And I'll just end by saying our first game is here tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. against Babson. And our team over here, I know they're ready to take home the first win on the new field. And I just want to thank you all so much, and I hope you enjoy the new Carter playground as much as we already have.
And I was informed that we're joined by Coach Lazar of the South End Titans. If you could give the coach a round of applause. They merged with Mission Hill. We're grateful that you're here. It's been an extraordinary project, whether it was Bond or Hill International, and of course the designers who created this amazing design on a piece of paper, Stantec. They've done wonderful work. But it wouldn't happen unless a university looked beyond obligations, looked beyond the idea that contributions is something that you have to do, and looked to the idea that something could be a partnership and benefit the entire community that university is in. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome for the president of Northeastern University, President Aoun.
Thank you, Commissioner Cook, distinguished guests, and more importantly, Mayor Walsh. You know, Commissioner, you thanked us for doing what we had to do. Actually, the mayor deserves all the credit. And let me tell you how it happened. In my office, in a meeting, actually the first meeting I had with the mayor, he said, this community is paramount, this community is important to all of us, this community is important to me. And then he said, what can we do together? Let's dream together. And that was his dream, not Northeastern's dream. That was his doing, his vision, and we were the hands. So I would like you to join me in thanking Mayor Walsh one more time. Thank you. His vision was very simple. He said, this community needs recreation. The youth need to be engaged, involved in sports. I'm not happy with what we have. Let's do it better. That was his challenge. And we have countless people who worked on that. First, Commissioner, your team has been terrific. Thank you, and thank you. You extended an open arm invitation for us to work with you. And I want to thank also the team from Northeastern. They have worked also day and night with your team to make this a reality. To the young speakers, and Mike, I'm like you. Every time I speak, I worry. I panic a little bit. So I'm going to invite them here to come here and give the rest of my speech. Come here, the two of you. Give them a round of applause. Now, I have here two things for you. A T-shirt for each one of you and an application, early application to Northeastern. Which one would you like first? You want the application? I'm like you. I would have done the same thing. So, Mayor, may I ask you to come for a photo op here? Here, come. This way. Here. Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Grass was telling me that when he was a kid, not a long time ago, he used to play here, and he used to play over what? Rocks and glass. That's what you said. Look at the difference. And this difference and this vision is once again the mayor's vision. So I want to thank you all for coming to this first part, the first part of this event. But we also have an important moment here. We are celebrating the contributions and the impact of an alumna who impacted many young minds, many young lives, and unfortunately is no longer with us. You know that Boston became her hometown. She was a victim of the marathon bombing, and the city embraced her, and she gave back to this city. Her family are represented here. We have Jim, we have Alexander, and I think Patrick, our student, where is he? Ah, I was looking for you. Are all here to celebrate a special moment for all of us. And we are going to dedicate this playground, and this henceforth is going to be named the Victoria McGrath Playground. So what I would like to do is ask you to join Mayor Walsh and join me and go to the playground. Let me mention one thing. I wanted to play on this playground today. I have been told, no, you can't do that because the cover is not ready. It hasn't settled. And so please do not walk on it. Do not sleep on it yet. Do not play on it. Let's all go to celebrate Victoria McGrath's impact. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. As the president said, we had extraordinary teams on the Northeastern side. Certainly on the Parks Department side, people like Rob Rutenbuscher, our chief engineer, Liza Meyer, our chief landscape architect, and Paul McCaffrey, a Northeastern alum who's been working on this project for more than a decade. Really appreciate all of their work, and we're very grateful to it. At this time, I'd like to invite all the speakers actually to join us for the official ribbon cutting. And actually, if I could have some of the young people over here, if you could come join us for the ribbon cutting as well.
On the bottom. Back. Go on the top. Look straight ahead. Get the camera first. Somebody tell me to cut.
3, 2, 1.
Congratulations, everyone. And welcome to the Sergeant